compliance. Let's talk about the importance of compliance as a real estate transaction coordinator. In fact, it's our number one job. It's why we're here. It's why realtors, brokers have hired us. And I'm going to read my notes, so bear with me. Compliance is the foundation of my role as a real estate transaction coordinator, ensuring that every aspect of a transaction adheres to legal and ethical standards, protecting clients and professionals alike. It's the key to a smooth, trustworthy, successful real estate journey. Comment if you agree. Let me know. I can go in more depth about compliance and the various ways we are able to manage a file in order to close escrow and be in compliance. There's also many jobs you can take on as a compliance manager within a brokerage as well. So let's talk about it. My name is Lillian Hernandez, aka Lilly like the flower, because we are learning and growing together. And this is Transaction Care. Give me a follow for more real estate tips as I demystify the business of real estate one post at a time. And check out my podcast. And if you need a coach to work through all of this, send me a message. Thank you. Meeting deadlines as a transaction coordinator is so crucial because aside from compliance, making sure we meet as a collective as well as a single transaction coordinator as well, meeting those deadlines is so crucial to the transaction flowing smoothly, nothing falling through the cracks, no one gets in trouble. And some ways to manage these deadlines is through keeping a calendar, a timeline of events, having a TC management platform that can automate some of these tasks and dates for you, and simply just staying on top of things, checking in on the files, if not daily, at least every other day, 3 to 4 times a week. I don't know, whatever your process is, just make sure you have a visual and mental note of when a file's closing, when your contingencies removed, do we have everything in the file, how often do we need to audit this file, is it a 30-day close, is it a 60-day close, is it a 7-day close? I just worked on a 7-day close, and it's one of those, you have your template for a 30-day close, but you just have to condense it into 7 days and still get everything you would normally get done in a 30-day transaction done in 7 days, sometimes less. So those are just a couple of tips. Again, your calendar is so crucial, and then keeping a visual, some sort of, you have to have a physical calendar as well. That helps. So if you want to learn more, give me a follow. My name is Lillian Hernandez, aka Lilly like the flower, and this is Transaction Care. I am demystifying the business of real estate one post at a time. So give me a follow and let's talk about it. Oh, and check out my podcast, Transaction Care. Virtual TCs, remote TCs versus in-house TCs. Is there a difference? Does it matter? Let's talk about it. My name is Lillian Hernandez, and I demystify the business of real estate one post at a time, but you can call me Lilly like the flower because we're also learning and growing together. Now let's get into this topic. In-house TCs versus remote working TCs or virtual TCs. What is the difference and what do you do? Comment and let me know if you are working in-house for a brokerage, in their office, at a physical location, or do you work from home remotely around the world? I'd like to know. I'd like to get to know you as well. For me personally, I run my own independent transaction coordinator business as well as coaching services. I host a podcast, have a YouTube channel. All of that is done in-house. I'm currently in my house, in my office right now. Maybe I'll do an office tour one day. But being in-house technically means you solely work for that brokerage. So you have to abide by their rules, their procedures, report to those that are managing the office, etc. When you are working virtually from home remotely, those same rules can apply, but maybe you're just doing it off-site. When you own your own virtual TC business, you may work with several different brokerages depending on the state you work on, in the city, and what is required. So when you are managing multiple different brokerages, you have to follow their rules as well. But working remotely, I do everything online. I don't go into a physical office anymore. I used to when I had a 9 to 5. And even pre-2020, one of the brokerages I worked for used to have office meetings that they'd want us to attend occasionally. I would go, but after a while, even pre-2020, those started to phase out. But I will say, being in-house and working in the office, if you are the type of person that needs to interact with people, that needs to converse or be in the mix of things, and maybe you're more of an extrovert, I definitely can see that being a benefit in your favor, especially if you are being paid a salary, you have benefits. I can definitely attest, as someone who's been working for themselves for over half a decade. There are days that I miss that steady paycheck, where I know there's a check at the end of the week or month, whatever the case may be. But again, even those aren't guaranteed. So working independently, there are many benefits, don't get me wrong, and flexibility and location independence are two of my favorite. As well as there not being a salary cap or an income cap. I can make as much or as little as I want, but it all falls on me and how much time and input I put into taking action, to be honest, and marketing myself and having those, going to networking events and talking to people, meeting people, and making sure I'm giving quality and valuable information with good intentions as well. Because if I'm not essentially maintaining my business, it can all just go away. And for those of you that know, if you know, working in real estate, the market is just like this, a roller coaster of events. And I have some clients that do one deal a year, and we do that one deal a year. I have some clients that do 3 to 4, 5 a month, and that's great. But then there are those slower seasons where you just have to find other ways and be creative. That's why I also offer coaching services. I have a podcast. Whether it's making me money, these are also lead generating services that I can use, and it's a whole cycle that I can use to leverage my business and expand my brand and my message and whatever it is I'm intending to do, who I want to serve, and my desired outcomes. So there are many benefits to working in an office as well as working remotely. Tell me your experience and how you are doing in this world of real estate, working from home or in office. And how is it working in an office nowadays? Has it changed? Do you feel different? Do you enjoy it? Do you want to go remote? Let's talk about it. Give me a follow. This is Transaction Care. Thank you.